Welcome everybody, Bruce Jones on a Monday before the 4th of July, and it is very pleasant here on the East Coast. And so we had a really good question that came in to the group, the How to Publish Your Book Facebook group, and that is about creating an author website. So let me just make sure everything is up and running, and if you have any questions on this, we'll just refresh this over here. Make sure, I love the new Be Live. I'm getting used to it a little bit more. And yep, there we are. So if you have any questions, just put those in the group and just post them below and I'll try to get to them. So this was from, and I talked to this person. Let me bring up her question. So here we go. And let's see if we can get this to her. Oops, other way. I want to go this way. So this is from Gail Robinson, who's a member of the group. And thank you, Gail, greatly for the question. It was a great question. And I love questions. So make sure you put them in the group and do that kind of stuff. So I'm going to kind of just walk through here. But this is the question. Will someone please tell me the difference between a blog and a one-page website? So we kind of went around with a bunch of different things here. And it came down to Gail has a website, and I asked her if it was okay if I could sort of break that down and then show some alternatives and things that would go with that. So let me just get this back here. Oh, there I am. Look at that. And so we'll just kind of dig into this. So this is Gail Robinson's website, and it's a one-page website. So what we're talking here about here is an author website or a blog, which I think is an essential part for every author to have some central place online that they host. They have bios about themselves, books that they have written, the descriptions of books, contact information. It's a central place that you can focus your marketing into. So I like having, you know, if you're doing social media, you need to send people someplace. An author website is a great place to anchor yourself online, release new content, have places that people can come to buy your stuff, connect it out to Amazon, all that kind of stuff. So we talk a lot about posting your books in Facebook and linking them right to Amazon or other places, but this is your place. This is your little platform. And you can spend a lot of money, a little money. You can do these free or almost free blogs and websites. So this is what Gail had. And you'll notice this is her official website of the author. That's okay. And the name. And then we kind of fall apart after that. She's written all these books. And so that's really fantastic. There's all these books. And this is her new book. So what I want to do is just sort of break this down a little bit. And let me just see here, make sure if anybody has any questions. Let's get this up here, over here, so I can see the questions and do that. I have like 3 screens going. If you saw behind the scenes here, there's like 3 screens going. And okay, so there we go there. All right, so let's just first break down a little bit of what I see here, what are some issues here. And Gail indicated that she just would like sort of a one-page. So different between a one-page website and a blog. Let's deal with that first. So a one-page website or any website is that you would create the content, put it on there, and it would be something that wouldn't really change. So once you have it written, you put it up, you might add to it, but the text stays static, the images stay static, anything that's there is sort of locked in. What I like to have is flexibility so that you can continually do things, so that you're continually attracting Google's attention, which is why blogs work really well. So a blog allows you to continually post new content, new information, something out of your book, stories about your book, videos about your book, about you, your journey, your writing, all that kind of stuff on a continually ongoing basis. And we're all familiar with blogs. WordPress is probably the biggest name in blogs. Google Blogger, the one I use a lot and talk about for author blogs because it's free and it's easy. You can have as many as you want. Also works really well. One of the reasons I like Google Blogger is it isn't hugely extensive. It has a blogging feature, it has some pages, and I'll show you mine in a little bit here what we're doing. So, so between those two, I think you should have some presence. Depending if you're going to be continually doing things and continually posting content, then a blog is a fantastic way to go. Each post becomes a page on your blog, and Google will index that and help people do it. You can put the sidebar with images of your books, just like Gail has done here. There's books running, so you see them down the side. So what do I see that's not here? So I like having several pages. So key things to have on an author blog is some way to highlight your book. So a book page. Highlight yourself. There should be an author page, a separate page. You don't have to. And I'm going to show you an example shortly where that wasn't happening, but I like having a separate page that's just your author page. I like having a contact page of some kind where people can reach out to you. I love having a resource page. Resource pages on my sites I found are almost the most visited pages on the sites. So resources, that could be resources about your topic, resources, that things you used, whatever it is you do, and have people love resources. It's a great way to bring traffic to your site. So if you're writing, you might write, if you're writing about places, you could talk about the places. I talk about publishing, so I have all kinds of resources on that. So something to blog, continue, or change information, an author page, a book page. If you have multiple books, maybe a bookstore page, content page, resource page. That's it. You don't need much more than that. You can always add more stuff, but that actually pretty much covers it. So on this page, what we have is her name. We have a picture of the cover. We have a buy button, which is great. And then we don't have any kind of description. So if you're going to just stay with this page, I would add in a book description down here so that one, people know what the book is about. Two, it helps Google get here. And then below that, I would put the pricing information. I might move the buy button or add an extra one down here. Anytime you're sort of directing people to do something, like right down here, we have go to Amazon. There should be a button for them to go do it. Below that, I would add your bio. So it could be another picture of yourself and a short bio, list of other books, that kind of thing. So you can just kind of stack them up. And I'm going to show you an interesting example when we go in a moment to look at that. Down the side, you have your books. That's fantastic. I recommend this all the time in the sidebar. This is called the sidebar, this area over here. And you have a button. So if I click on this button, I go to Amazon. That's fantastic. But I would also, let me get back here, put the link on the picture. Notice there's nothing happens when I click these pictures. People tend to want to click the picture, like, oh, I want this book. I want to know more about this. They might not actually read this, so put them on both. That would be my recommendation. See what you did on the big book. So the big book also should be linked. So what happens here is it just goes up. I would put a link on this picture. So super important to do that. So that people can get right to Amazon, link them right to the page. So that's what I would do probably on this page. If you're just going to stay with this page and not do anything other, I would, you can leave that at the top, have your book, have your description, have your details about the book. Below that, put a bio, a little bio about you, some contact stuff, and you can get away with that. So, all right, so let's go a little deeper and look at sort of a more expanded version of these things. Now, I looked at this page. I believe this is a Wix page. So there are free options online, or near free, where you can build your author page. There are some packaged things like Wix pages. You'll see them advertised all the time on YouTube. There's Weebly pages. There's Google pages that you can set up. There's lots of different ones. You can also then start to pay for things like different things. But you might as well just do this for free to get yourself started and get off the ground. I like Google Blogger. And if you look at my blog, I use this as my author blog and sort of a home for all of my publishing stuff. And you'll notice I have, it's just a Google Blogger blog, so I can blog about stuff. Many of you have been to this page, and you can come here. So I blog about things. I repurpose my videos here. I have an About section. So this is key. So there's an About section. So just more stuff about me. I have a little book library. I have way more books than this, but I need to add more of them in here, but that's there. I have my courses that I have. I have some articles that people ask me about all the time. So like my how to publish your book. I put all that in here. I have resources, as I said before. Resource page is huge. This is the biggest drawing page on this site. So you can come here and find resources about publishing. And then down the side, I run books. So here are some of my books or courses or things in the sidebars, and they're just linked to where it goes. So, all right, so let's go. I'm going to go show you an option. I believe this is a Wix page. And part of her question was, could she keep the web address? How can she sort of change what's here but keep the web address? So because I think this is a Wix page, you should be able to just add another template and load it in. So you have a regular web address that's right up here at the top. So whatever you put underneath that can replace this. So you don't have to change your web address or do anything. You just replace the files that link to this, and you can just keep on going. So, but I think this is Wix, and so let's just go over to Wix. Wix is just a site that has free pages or upgrade pages, and I'm sure that, I think, because that's where yours is, you can just replace it with a different template and just lock it in. But either way, this is a site you can use to do author blogs. So let's just go take a look at that. And the way I found it, and you can just get, this is great for just examples too, it's free to sign up here. And I'm just going to go to create a new site, and you get the kind of site. They kind of narrow you down, and I'm just picking here. I went kind of researched a little bit of this, and I'm just going to go to my online store, and I just picked that as the option. So here are my options, business. These are just different kinds of websites for different uses. So I'm just going to go to here, online store. And instead of going over here, I'm just going to go to choose a template, because I saw all kinds of cool templates. So these are just templates that are pre-made that you can download into your account or open into your account and just put your content in. And I think they're all part of the free package for this. And they also have like an $8 package a month or something like that. You notice on the side, those same categories. And if you just open them up, you'll notice you have all different kinds of templates for that you can use, right? They're all right here, and they're all beautiful. They all look really cool. So let's just go back up here. I'm just going to go to the online store, and I notice right down here there's one called Books and Publishers. Now, one of the things I know about doing template stuff like this is you don't always have to use the one in your market. You might go find something down here in community education that gives you the look that you want. But we'll start right here with Books and Publishers. And you notice we have several different kinds of sites here. So this is what I mean. You can just go in here and look. You could replace what you currently have with one of these. This is just a simple author website. You'll notice up at the top, they have a home page. They have an about page. That's your bio. Here are your books. You can put them in. The reviews, events if you do them. If not, just get rid of that one. Contact. You'll notice it just lists everything in it. Here's some books, reviews. It's a decent and effective little website. If I go to the About page, you notice you just put a picture and your bio, and that's it. It's pretty simple. You could change these words in here to be it for you, make some links to some places. If I go to the Books page, but this is just a good model. Also, it's great to just come over here and look at what else people are doing. Look at this. It's just a kind of a little library of your books. If I click on this, I get to a page that has all information about the book, where you can get it, that kind of stuff. You can put all that kind of stuff in. So this is just a kind of a basic, nice, basic kind of simple website that would be very effective as a place to start for your author bio. Let's just go look at one of the other ones that are in here. I noticed there was one. Let's see here. Oh, books. Let's take that one out. This one right here. You had talked about a one-page. Gail had talked about a one-page website. Here is a good example of a one-page website that has the navigation up here, but in reality is just one page. So this is the home page. You can put your book picture here. I always think you should have a picture of your book. That's key. Have a picture of your book right at the front. If I go to my books, it just scrolls down. Here are the books. In the press, it scrolls down. Here's some quotes somebody might have about you. Your bio. This is just one page. You just keep scrolling down. You can add a little bio, news and events, that kind of thing, contact information. If I just scroll up, so I just scroll up, everything is in here. So that's pretty easy. Pretty easy way to do stuff. Let's just take this out of here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And make a website. So I just say this is a good place to look. It's probably a good place if you're not going to spend a lot of money. You can do free, or you do one of their smaller packages, and everything is sort of built for you. You just have to go in and change the words and change the pictures. So it makes it very easy. And I believe, or I would assume, that this site, because I went and looked at the code and I saw Wix in there, which is why I went to it, is that you could just replace it with one of these. So kind of a cool thing. So let's just look at a little bit. I just want to show you some examples of some websites, and I found this. A couple of these I knew, but the rest of them I just found by Googling great author websites, and up comes some lists of people with great author websites. So you can see what people are doing. But let's look at this. Joanna Penn is a very popular writer in terms of fiction books and how-to books. She's a great person to follow, and this is her blog and website. It's a little messy here on the front, but you can see the same kind of thing is in here. Here are her books, right? There's all her nonfiction books, and she writes great books. If you want to know about publishing, she's really somebody you should follow. Here are her adventure thrillers and her crime series, and she's had a great career writing books. She's a wonderful person to follow. But the same stuff across the top here. So there's books. She has a podcast, her blog. You can follow her blog, right? And her bio is in here, and her about, and if she's speaking, right? So it's all just pretty straightforward stuff. She has a lot of images, shows her books, does all that kind of stuff. Here is one from David Sedaris. David is a terrific writer. Let's just go to his homepage. And again, it's very simple. Notice we don't have to get very complicated on this. Ooh, there's a lot of books in there. So works, bios, where he's going to be, frequently asked questions, links. Let's just look at his bio. Pretty simple, right? He's not going too great. Have a video on there. I think that's a great thing to do. He's got contact information down here at the bottom, and where he's on tour. He tours extensively. So there you go. This is tour things. Frequently asked questions. This is great, especially if you're going to be doing public speaking or interviewing, having some kind of a media page where here are the questions that people ask me, so that somebody's interviewing, they can go right here and get some information about them. Links, I'd call this sort of his, like a resource page. All the different places that he likes, articles are about him, press interviews, that kind of thing. You can build that. It's not too hard. There's another one, Austin Keelan. Again, I love having the books on the side like this, so you can kind of see them. You're constantly there. They're in the sidebar, left or right. It really doesn't matter. Let's see if any questions that you might have. Just checking questions here. No question. All right. And so little bio thing there. Here are the books. All right. Again, you can go to a book page, information, video about the book. I do things like this. I try to put up a video. You can easily make a video. Just pull out your camera and make a video about your book. Describe your book. Read the table of contents. My book is about boom, 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 boom. Here it is. People can see it, and you can show some pictures of it. And this is 49 seconds. So this is a short, real short stuff. He has a newsletter. You can sign up, and he's archived everything. The goal here is to bring Google here, bring traffic here, get people here, bring them to a central place. So that's kind of cool. He speaks. So this is where he's speaking. You know, you don't have to be in a physical place to go speaking. You could have a list of, I'll be speaking in my Facebook group on this date at this time. You can keep those videos all here. You can download them. I'm using BeLive 2, which is the great new version of BeLive. You can download those and stick them right here onto your site, load them up on YouTube. So now people can see all the things that you have going on. Is about simple. This is just a simple template that he did, or somebody made it for him. John Krakauer, this is some great books. If you've read it, want to read his books, these are really some cool books. Again, very simple. Media, I love having a media page. So you can kind of pick and choose from these categories, but this is all kinds of media stuff that relates to him. Resources, again, resources. I can't recommend enough to have a resource page about your area, your topic, your thing. I would be more extensive. You'll see mine in a moment. But here's his bio. But whatever you do, just look at this bio. You can't get much simpler than that. Here it is. And connect with Facebook. So get people into your world. Bring them in. Have your audience come to you. So those are just some simple author sites. Again, we looked at mine, and I kind of use mine's kind of a conglomerate of promoting the publishing stuff I do with my books. Again, about books, whatever you sell, courses, speaking, whatever it is you do. Some of the articles from my books, the publishing FAQ questions. This is from the center of my book, just people can figure that out. But this is also really good stuff for Google. Google brings people over. People come in and check stuff out. Again, as I said, the resources page, this is the most trafficked page. This is the highest traffic page on my site. It's really just me. I can't remember everything. So if I see something I think is cool, I put it in here. I find a resource I think is cool, I put it in here. And I can direct people here. If someone asks me a question, I can go back here and find it. Like people are always asking about, where are they always asking? They're asking about 3D book covers. How to make a 3D book cover. So I have that, and I always have to do exactly what I'm doing right here, is kind of roll up and down until I figure it out, because I just sort of glommed it together. Here we go. Design book covers, 3D book shots right here, 3D book covers. So I can never remember all those addresses. I just put them here. Mostly this is for me, but it has turned out to be a great resource for stuff. So, so I hope that helps. I hope that, let's come back over here. So now we can take this site, add a couple things, add an author bio, add a book description, a book sales page, contact stuff, whatever, and that would kind of bring this all up and, you know, kind of make it cool. So let's do this. Let's do this. And let's do this. There we go. All right. So Bruce Jones from the How to Publish Your Book Facebook page, and brucethebookguy.com. Oh, and if you're interested, you want to get a copy of this book. This is my new working book. In fact, let me get this out of the way. So this is the latest version of my book on how to publish your book, how to create, publish, and launch your book. And if you go to publishingsecretsbook.com, you can pick up a copy of it. At the moment, it's still in PDF form because I'm always sort of adding and doing things to it. So you can print it out. I went and had mine printed out and had a spiral binding on it. But I'm going to put in, I made some notes. I think, an author blog section. I didn't do that in here, but that'll be in here in the marketing sections in this book. So you can pick that up at publishingsecretsbook.com. And there we go. All right. Talk to you soon. Keep those questions coming. I love seeing them. I love the interaction. Love all the stuff that's going on. And we will talk to you next video. All right. Bye-bye.